Still going. And it's cool. It's cool whenever a player says something like, you know, that's going to be a 30 for 30 for today. But being the lexicon with that, you know, is definitely one of the highlights of my career.
No doubt. It's awesome. That free throw good from Irving.
Well, Uncle Drew will go out there and do his thing. Oni, Kyrie Irving, an exceptional player. And in fact, if you ask other NBA players, he's one of their favorite to watch.
One second. Oh, boy. That's okay.
Free throws good from Irving. And looking at the level of physicality in the NBA, Bill, how much do you think it's changed in the last few decades?
But it's transformed. I don't even think it's changed. I think what flew in the 80s and 90s wouldn't even come close to flying now. I think it's really affected the guards and the perimeter guys in a positive way. You know, I still think Isaiah Thomas is the best pure point guard I ever saw. He played in an era where when he drove to the basket, you could just...
I didn't miss that. Oh, I missed that too?
You know, I look at his stats now.
Oh, I missed that.
Guys like Dame Lillard, Curry, even Chris Paul. And you're like, wow, his stats aren't nearly as good. But the degree of difficulty of that era of being a point guard, going in,
oh man, I missed that.
More big bodies, everybody could...
Milwaukee is up, though. We up.
It affected what his stats were going to be. I just think it's much easier as an offensive player.
Okay, he hit a three.
It's undeniable.
And this is what we call a sniper from the outside. Joe Harris, a knockdown shooter.
Here's on a beyond belief. I mean, such a creative talent. And I'm not surprised to see Giannis get flashy on the finish. And that's a gone 2 of 6 from the floor. You know, Bill, you look back at the bubble to conclude last season. A high quality of play. Some attributed that to the lack of travel. Is that something the league should look at moving forward? Do you think multiple bubbles could work in the NBA?
Yeah, whether it's bubbles or whether it's just reducing the amount of road trips, I think there's something to do it. You know, they play the teams in their own conferences usually 3 or 4 times, and if you have like the Celtics playing in Orlando twice during the season, I don't know why they wouldn't have them go down there.
And I was off, and we should have made it.
Sunday, you're just cutting basically 10 trips out for everybody. I think that's one of the reasons the quality of play was good in the bubble. I think the other thing, honestly, is that the shooting.
Oh my God!
Getting used to that, having the same shooting background game after game. There's more space
in the
basket, so when you drive hard, you know, to the rim, there's not 8 cameramen underneath the basket. There's little things like that I think has really helped.
Certainly play with us in Orlando.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been completely bothered.
Just consistent and pretty much automatic. Antetokounmpo may be the league's most efficient scorer inside 10 feet.
So look.
New group getting ready for the Bucks. Portis is checked in for Lopez. Connaughton comes in for Middleton. Forbes is checked in for DiVincenzo. And it's Augustine in for Holiday. You know, last season we saw teams play an average of about 71 games in the regular season. With all the load management going on, Bill, is that a better number than the old 82, you think?
I've been saying it forever. I think they need to cut the number. You know, you think about it, there's 30 teams. You play everybody in both conferences twice. That gets you to 58 games.
I thought it was going to go in.
Play everybody else in your conference once. That gets you to 72. And I think that should be the number. I don't know why we have as many as we do other than it's money. It's 5 extra home games for everybody. But I think when you pick up a wear and tear for players, the performance level would be enhanced.
Oh.
Less games, more rest, things like that. I think it's good.
Oh my God! How you throw
Can't
it
get
like
it to
that?
go. Brooklyn's gone only 1 of 4 from 3-point land. It's LeVert on the wing.
Oh,
Oh, no good.
he missed.
Chance to take the lead.
He missed.
How they've attacked the boards
He
here in the
missed.
first quarter.
He
And Giannis
missed.
throws it down.
Come on, you can never give Giannis a chance to throw it down
Giannis.
like that.
Brooklyn trailing. Now Irving. He's got 6. Green finds Irving. From downtown. Giannis with the rebound.
Giannis with the rebound.
Antetokounmpo's got 4 rebounds now. There he drops it.
Oh, he posted on the way
Antetokounmpo
ball.
has got 13 points.
That's all he's doing.
He's on the attack, getting 6 of his last 7. Pass to Shannon. Now Allen. LeVert left side. Going inside.
Oh, shit. I could have capped that.
Two-handed jam.
How about that authority from Mr. Karis LeVert? Go ahead, sir.
I could have capped that. Could have capped that though.
And here is Antetokounmpo.
Nope.
Outside Augustine. Puts up a 3.
Ah.
Get it to go. Well, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. The Bucks on top. They lead by 4. Stay with us now as we get set to bring you quarter number 2 after this. And recently, on the subject of trash talking, Giannis Antetokounmpo had this to say.
I like to stay locked in to the game and focus to the game and let my, play, my energy and my effort do the target for me.
Yeah, different guys intimidate in different ways. Hey, when you have his length, athleticism, and skill, you don't need to say a word. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And when you consider how the Bucks are doing, guys, your thoughts? It's simple. The main takeaway from the first quarter is they're winning this game with defense.
I think across the board, a number of guys have done a great job guarding multiple positions.
DiVincenzo is the 2 with Middleton
I
playing
love
the
this
3.
game.
Then there's Drew Holiday. Then there's Brook Lopez. And it's Wilson in at the 4-man spot.
Oh, yeah, one-
That's the 5 on the floor for the
One
Bucks.
shot. One shot. Milwaukee.
And you look at Brook Lopez, the last couple of seasons, more than half of his shots coming from long distance. Back when he came into the league, did you ever imagine he'd be this kind of player in the NBA?
No, and I don't think he should be, to be honest. He's an okay outside shooter. He is not a great outside shooter. And if you're the other team, you'd rather have him 25 feet from the basket than near the rim. I think what's been lost is what a good player he was around the basket. Like, not only did he have a really good low
Oh,
post,
man.
like really good. When he was on the Nets, he was, I think, one of the best low post players in the league. But you also want him around the rim because he's a good rebounder. So you're taking these 2 things that he was really good at, and you're just removing it. And you're taking him and putting him 25 feet from the basket. It makes sense a little bit because of how they use Giannis, but ultimately for him, I don't think it's the best use for him.
Defense, man. The defense.
Just seems like the difference between what makes sense in the regular season versus what makes sense in the playoffs when the game totally changes.
Yeah, totally. And you think like the Miami series, he's being guarded by Kelly Olynyk. Take him down to the block. Kelly Olynyk's not going to be able to guard him 5 feet from the basket. By putting him 25 feet from the basket, you're doing Miami a favor. And that was what I think situationally they have to rethink how they use him.
Oh, you got that.
You know what? That's all about hustle and a nose for the basketball. Tremendous job on the offensive glass by Jared Allen.
And around the league, every team is looking for a big man with a hot moment. Bill, who are some of the standouts in that group in your mind?
Well, the big revelation last year was Bam Adebayo. I voted for him for third team All-NBA. I really I thought he was the heart and soul of that Miami team. The same man Butler. I think Butler
Oh,
got
man, it
a
went
little
off.
because he's a big free agent signing. And I think in the playoffs, people realize how good Bam was, not just as a rim protector, but he is a devastating screen and roller. And what he does specifically, his start speed
Oh, man.
is just ridiculous.
Went out of bounds.
The Celtics, it almost took them in that playoff series 2 games just to adjust to how fast he would go from setting the screen to just being at the rim. It was almost like he was being fast forward. And once they adjusted to that, they were able to handle it better. But I've just never seen anybody go from the foul line to the rim faster.
Oh, I just was going in. Damn.
Brooklyn's gone 0 for 2 from outside in the second quarter.
I better get on that line, get on that line,
With the
get on that
ball,
line, get on that line.
Lopez picks him up.
Get on that line.
LeVert, that's good.
Damn.
LeVert's got 4 points in the quarter.
That's 6'7". Karis LeVert knows how to use that size, especially inside. He knows how to handle himself in there.
Oh, my God.
Now for those joining us now, we're in the second quarter, about 3 minutes gone by. That's to Prince.
Big mess up.
Shot clock at 5.
I'm gonna mess up eventually.
I
knew he was gonna mess. I knew he was gonna mess up. I knew he was gonna mess up.
And 2 years in a row, the Bucks with the best record in the regular season, but Bill, they fall
Oh my
short
God! Why
in
you keep
the playoffs.
missing?
Frustration for these loyal Milwaukee fans.
Yeah, it was tough, especially this year. There were so many
Oh, my God.
advanced stats
Give him
that were
that.
so favorable for them. And I think it speaks to the difference of the regular season and the playoffs. And it's just a different style of play, different everything. I think they will become more frustrated a year from now if Giannis decides to sign with Miami or Dallas or whatever. So they might be looking at this as the peak. I hope that's not the case. They have great fans. They're in a situation in the 70s
We come
with
back.
Kareem when they won a title with Kareem. He stayed a few more years and then was just like, I want to leave. And he was one of the first guys that did that. And it's going to be interesting to see what Giannis cares
Michael
about
Walker.
and values. You know, he's not somebody, he didn't grow up in America. He wasn't in the AAU circuit. He doesn't, you know, he hasn't grown up playing against some of the stars that he's playing against now. And he might just decide this is more special to him, being part of this Milwaukee thing, being part of that community, trying to bring them a title. We'll see how it plays out, but I'm rooting for him.
Well, being from Milwaukee, I can tell you it's one of the greatest places on earth.
Oh, decent like how?
And just
But
really
hard
love
as mud.
sports fans. It's a great place to visit. One of my favorite places to go.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
It's hard to argue against the fact that Giannis Antetokounmpo
Damn.
is the game's most physical slasher. He said, quote, in the NBA, they want you to fly. You're strong and you're going to do contact, but you don't get the foul call. But he said that flopping is not who I am. I'm just going to try and follow through. Guys.
Well, that's what the fans want to see, Allie.
Yep.
Thanks. And Bill, we know you're busy. Thanks for coming by and imparting your thoughts with us.
Hey, it's my pleasure. I feel like I didn't make fun of the Lakers enough to win. Maybe next year I could step up a little bit.
And they love you too.
Welcome,
If you
welcome.
want to talk basketball, you better to shoot the breeze than Bill Simmons.
I'll tell you, he brings a unique perspective to the game. He is grounded in great knowledge about the history of the league. That's what makes him special.
These teams have really gone back and forth.
Yeah, 5 lead changes already. This one's going to be a battle for sure.
Shut the door.
It is
Just
just
don't
a
know.
superstar doing
Still.
superstar things. Antetokounmpo is lighting it up and showing the variety to his game.
Here's Shaman.
Oh, man.
Outside Irving. Takes the 3. And the
Damn.
quarter goes. Irving's got 9.
And they're trending in the right direction after a rough first quarter from the field.
And they double up on Antetokounmpo.
No.
Pass to Augustine. Jacks up a 3.
Oh,
Shot opportunity. And
let's go.
Antetokounmpo with the lay-in.
Let's go.
17.
I mean, it is not easy trying to box out Giannis. His long arms allow him to capitalize on the offensive glass.
Here's Shaman. Off target from 3-point range. And the
game.
Back after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show. Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet.
That was playing.
A tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yep,
He
Giannis.
ended up with 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 block. He's been a different player than he was their last outing when he was off his game. He's rounded back into form tonight. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, they've given a good show to their fans so far, executing well on their home court. It's far from a done deal, though. This is a game they do not, I repeat, they do not want to let get away from it.
Then over to the big fella. Your thoughts on the Nets?
Well, their bench production has been a major factor. Guys have been ready to go when their numbers are. It makes the second half go a lot easier on your main guys when you can spread the minutes around.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. It's been a clinic out there by Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He's been on a tear so far, throwing down some vicious dunks. I was a little worried for the rim in the first half.
His power is unbelievable and intimidating.
17.7.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. On the floor for Brooklyn, they've got DeAndre Jordan, Joe Harris out there with Kyrie, and it's Prince in at the power forward position. And so the ball out of bounds. Antetokounmpo touched it last. Well, Grant, we're seeing more and more teams fall in love with the 3-ball right now. You think there's anything the league could do to promote more balance offensively?
Well, that is a concern because we've gotten a little bit out of balance with everyone shooting too many three-point shots. I had a couple of ideas, like one of them might be to eliminate the three-point shot from the corner. And now that's a two-point shot. So it would change the schemes defensively, the spacing, might require more ball movement and player movement on the offensive end. A lot of guys now use the three-point line from a spacing standpoint. But it's interesting. Unless there's some rule changes, I don't know if we can really change where this game is at right now.
And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
The former top pick from that incredible basketball program at Duke University. He has grown as a player since he first came into the league. And he has become much smarter with his shots. He knows when to pick his spot out there on the court.
Both free throws good from Irving. And with the shot selection of Irving, the last few seasons have been his most efficient as a player.
It seems like Kyrie figured out what works best for him. He's matured as a player and knows how to make the most of his chances. This is him distilling the best parts of his offensive arsenal.
Prince can't hit.
And the idea was good, but the execution severely lacking.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
Here's Antetokounmpo.
They still scored on.
He's 9 for 10.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. And that's why they continue to get attacked.
Harris passes to Jordan.
Oh, damn.
And the Nets lead by 2.
When you think that this guy was so raw and so skinny coming into the league, now DeAndre Jordan brushing off these challenges with ease.
Antetokounmpo is doubled. Middleton finds Antetokounmpo.
Oh, I thought he was going to make that.
Go-ahead basket.
Hey, lucky.
Got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter.
Hey, lucky.
Outside Irving.
I'm going to get on him.
He moves, running inside, and he takes it up and lays it in. Now it's a 4-point Nets lead.
Oh, Kyrie dazzling on the drive, one of the best in the league at that.
And the basket by Holiday.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
The second half of play here with just under 2.5 minutes passed. Brooklyn Brooklyn calls timeout. Holiday's been in the league for
about
a decade, and throughout, he's been reliable and he's been consistent.
Yeah, BA, his scoring average has gone up a little over time. But you look at almost every other category, assists, rebounds, steals, shooting percentages, you know what Holiday is going to give you year in and year out.
So both teams making some changes here. Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. Allen, the pass to LeVert. Here's Irving. Milwaukee with the rebound.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
Here's Middleton.
Oh.
And Brooklyn will come the other way. Pass to LeVert. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter.
That's how.
Goes in for the dunk.
I love the way Karis LeVert is attacking. This guy is a skilled guard with tremendous speed.
Oh, he muscles it in through the contact.
Let's go, man.
Foul, and he's on his way to the line.
Let's go.
I really like the way he's playing in this half. He looks so much more aggressive and confident.
And Grant, you won 2 college titles at Duke, a Hall of Fame NBA career. Now, does it bother you that you never won an NBA title? Be truthful.
Yeah, man, you would bring that up. BA, it definitely bothers me. I played 19 years in the NBA and never got a chance to play on that stage in the NBA Finals, let alone win an NBA title. Having tasted what it's like to be a champion twice in college and with USA in 1996, one of my big regrets was never having that opportunity to experience that on the NBA level.
Pass to LeVert. Allen with a screen on Middleton. Right wing. Here's Prince. No good from outside. The Bucks have gotten 4 of 7 shots to drop in the third. Here's DiVincenzo for the lead.
Oh.
Grabs the miss.
He had to brick that. Like, nobody was on him.
Second half here, and we're just over 3.5 minutes into it. LeVert with the ball. Middleton covering, and the foul called on Karis LeVert.
Yep.
That's his first foul of the game.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
So the Nets making a switch here. Green is checked in. Middleton from the outside. The shot
Damn, I can't nail that jump.
Brooklyn will go the other way with it. Irving with it. He's got 13. Pass to Allen. 5 on the clock. Back to Irving. The 3. And the Bucks will go for a different look here. Portis, he's checked in for Lopez. Collison comes in for Middleton. Forbes is checked in for DiVincenzo. And it's Augustine in for Holiday. Johnson, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Pass to Wilson. And here's Augustine. And a foul call on the way out.
Let's go. We're going to get the points.
2 from the free throw line.
When you think about DJ Augustine and the number of stops he's had, he obviously becomes
Green.
But think about the
40 up. Let's go. Good job. Good job.
spot in the rotation. This is a veteran guard who's going to get you in your offense and play mistake-free basketball.
And that one drops. So now they lead by 1. You know, with Augustine, the scoring isn't impressive, but he controls the game well, boys.
And that's exactly what you're hoping for from somebody who's leading the second unit. Augustine is unselfish. He's a solid leader. Every place he's landed, he's found a way to help the team. And boy, what a career. If you can say that, that's outstanding.
Oh.
Now here's Augustine. He's guarded by Irving. Augustine can't get it to go. Brooklyn's going 1 for 2 from outside here in the third. To the inside.
Oh, shit. Somebody should have tripped him.
And the Nets lead by 3.
Well, Kyrie Irving, if you're open, he will find you. This guy is a scorer, but he understands others have got to come along.
Count that one. There's 53 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Johnson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game from him. And it's Allen who slams it
They're not playing defense.
Now, Jared Allen has length and athleticism, and that's an easy opportunity. Wow.
Augustine
I'm trying to see.
Irving picks him up. Out to the wing. Pass to Forbes.
Okay, Forbes.
Here he goes. Over to the left wing. Back pocket 6. Augustine. And it's all 3-point range.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
It's intercepted. But he gets it back. Portis outside. Back to Augustine. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. We're at the end of the third quarter, and we've still got a close one. Nets out in front. They lead by 3. And don't go away. We'll be back in a few moments. It'll be the fourth quarter of basketball coming up next.
Trap that. I love my PlayStation.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. The Nets with a lead. Middleton is the 3, with Giannis playing the 4. Drew Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the 5 spot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Harris outside. 5 to shoot. Fires the 3. Drops in the 3.
Damn.
And the Nets lead by 6.
So smooth with the shot mechanics. Joe Harris, what a pretty jumper.
Shots good.
Let's go.
Antetokounmpo has got 21.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
And this is a player who understands when the game is hanging in the balance. He knows it's winning time.
Oh my God.
Their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Well, Milwaukee's shooting the rock well at 46%. And Drew Holiday gets the whistle that time. That'll be a second foul of the game.
A great job to establish position and square up.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone now. Pass to Irving. And there's the foul. It'll go on Kyrie Irving. That'll be a second foul of the game.
He completely lost focus since the break, turning the ball over multiple times. And that's after no turnovers in the first half.
DiVincenzo against Harris. DiVincenzo.
Oh my God. Oh, I missed some easy shots.
Good. 54% on this one. Luau Cabarro. That ball.
Damn.
Nice setup by Harris. And it's a 9-point Nets lead. Now here's Antetokounmpo. Deep is right on it.
Strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Left no doubt with that one, Grant.
Look at hanging.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 from outside so far in the fourth. Pass to Prince. Back to Irving. Into the lane. Now here's Harris. And he'll draw a foul. We'll head to the line for 2. It's on Dante DiVincenzo.
Boy, how about the speed at which Kyrie Irving cuts action on the drive? This is why he's able to draw so many fouls.
First free throw is good.
Many people believe that Kyrie Irving has the single best handle in the game. I don't know if he's the best, but I know he's elite, he's precise, he makes everything look easy.
And Kyrie Irving with his great handles. It's not just for show. He legitimately opens up space with the moves going.
Yeah, he does. Kyrie can create just enough of a window to get himself a shot in any circumstance.
That's the ball. I shot cross moving off the ball.
There isn't a defense that can keep Kyrie Irving.
We got a chance to come back. We got a chance to come back.
Despite his struggles at the offensive end, this team still finds themselves in control of the ballgame.
Tries a 10-footer. Shot's good.
Let's go.
Antetokounmpo's got 6 points in the quarter.
I mean, they've been relentless. Just keep getting shots at the rim.
To the left side wing. Jordan pass to Harris. For 3. Can't hit that one. Bucks trail.
I got you.
Third minute of action now going here in the fourth. Here's Antetokounmpo. Rebounded by the net.
I wish I was doing that.
Harris has got 4 rebounds in the game. Over Antetokounmpo. Here's Prince. Out to Harris. Takes it inside. Here's Jordan. That falls.
Damn.
Nice setup by Harris.
About Bucks hands was on the fourth quarter.
Assists in the game. The Bucks have gone 3 of 5 since this fourth quarter started. Pass to DiVincenzo. The 3. Drains.
Let's go.
Hey, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
To the right side. Harris on the wing. DiVincenzo covering. And Giannis Antetokounmpo picks up that foul. That's his first foul. Here's Brent. Outside Irving. 6 on the shot clock. Jordan pass to Harris. Another miss by Harris.
This is exactly who you want taking that shot. You just missed it.
Middleton outside to the wing, right side. And a good goal for 3.
Damn, I can't drop.
Simply put, a bad shot, guys. They all know they can get a better look than that.
Outside Irving. Harris against DiVincenzo. Another miss by Harris.
Thank you.
Hasn't been able to find his touch this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. We cannot buy a bucket right now.
Ooh, a clear foul there. This shot. So he'll get a pair at the line.
One of the only ways to slow down Antetokounmpo is to get physical with him. But you know what? That may not work. He is so good at absorbing contact in the paint.
2 shots, baby.
He gets the first, and that brings him within 5. He's all free throw. Unable to get the second one to drop.
out.
They can't really afford to leave points at the line right now. You would have loved to cash in on each of those free throws and trim the lead even more.
Oh, snap.
Irving's got his 4th rebound in this one. Oh, he gets it.
Damn, he still made it.
13 now.
You wonder what the defender who has to check Kyrie Irving on a nightly basis is thinking. Because when he's dialed in, there's no checking him.
And Drew Holiday gets the whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
So it's Brooklyn now. They lead by 7. And they're so close to putting this game away.
Yeah, B.A., you don't have to do anything crazy. Just run the clock. Don't turn it over.
Oh, he said, listen, I get to him.
Every moment counts here. They have got to get moving.
This is the very definition of desperation time. You've got to score every trip.
You see his active hands knocking that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
Here's Middleton. And it's in. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
He's a potent mix of effort and ability. Hard to shut down a player of his caliber.
Look at this game.
Intentional foul.
And that's an intentional foul.
Oh, my face.
He hits the first one, and that increases the lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here, and it's a 7-point game.
Well, you like when a guy calmly steps up, knocks down the free throws, exactly what you want.
Oladipo.
And the slam was so good. But the dribble move he made to get there was a thing of beauty.
Absolutely. What a slick play.
Dang it.
He drops the first one, and that increases the lead to 6.
No way hell we can catch up.
And so he drops them both, and it's a 7-point game.
Damn.
And just not enough time for them to get back in this game.
I know, right?
I'll tell you, it's never an easy point in the game, knowing whatever you do, you're still coming away with the L.
They got this game.
This one belongs to Brooklyn. They played the villains tonight, and they played it well.
Yes, they did. You know, you have two choices. You can either succumb to the hostility in this arena, or you can feed off of it and use it as motivation. They did the latter.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Allie LaForce, Doris Burke, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson alongside our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Very good though.